Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're in the kitchen again tonight, and tonight we are going to do something else with quail eggs. Now, I have already hard-boiled my quail eggs and peeled them. If you don't know how to hard-boil quail eggs for this particular recipe, then you are going to want to go to the video description and look at the link where I did hard-boil quail eggs and peeled them on camera so you can see how to do it. But what are we making tonight that needs hard-boiled quail eggs? Well, we are going to make a teriyaki quail egg bite. Okay, these are quail eggs that have simmered in a very delicious sauce that we're going to make. These are a lot of fun at parties, really easy to eat because they are just bite-sized quail eggs. So, to start, you're gonna hear the ice maker. Perfect timing, ice maker. Anyway, we're not doing anything with the ice maker, it's just making noise. So what you're going to need is between 2 and 3 dozen peeled, hard-boiled quail eggs, okay, which is what we have here. So we have our quail eggs. I think I have 2.5 dozen in this particular pile, but that's what you need. You're also going to need 1.5 cups of broth, stock of some kind. I'm using a vegetable stock. Okay, that's what this is right here in this pot. So you want to put 1.5 cups of stock. I'm using vegetable. You can use chicken or beef or fish stock or whatever you like. But I have got that stock in this pot, and it has been heating up to medium heat. When it starts to bubble, when bubbles start to break the surface, you're ready to make your sauce. So the ingredients we need to add to our sauce are about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. Not a ton, just a tablespoon. Stir that in. 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Okay. Stir that in. We are going to want a teaspoon of salt. Stir that in. A tablespoon of garlic powder. We love garlic. We definitely want this to taste like garlic. Get that all whirled together. And after the garlic, we are going to add some honey. You want 2 to 3 tablespoons of honey. Okay, and it doesn't matter if your honey is crystallized, you are going to melt it anyway. So what we're doing is we are going to melt our honey. A little bit more would be good. So 2 to 3 tablespoons, however much you like. If you like a sweeter sauce, then you're going to add a little bit more. So 2 to 3 tablespoons of honey. Get rid of that spoon now, I don't need it anymore. And you're going to melt that honey. That's why we're at medium heat right now, because we're melting the honey. You can see it's starting to look like a teriyaki sauce. To that, we are going to get some red pepper flakes, and we're just going to add 1 little pinch, so whatever fits between your thumb and forefinger, of red pepper flakes. We don't want too much. We do not want this to be super spicy. If you do like heat, you can add a little more red pepper flakes, but beware, you don't want to get crazy about it. We're also going to add 1 chili. Okay, this is just 1 little chili pepper. We're putting that in there just so that it adds heat. You do not have to add that. If you really don't like spice, don't add that. You don't want to do that. So, give that a mix. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to bring this back to a bubble. Okay, so we're going to wait for this to bubble again. Wait for that to bubble because we're going to add our quail eggs next. So we're just waiting for it to bubble. It only takes a couple minutes because really what you're doing also is melting that honey. Once that honey is melted, it'll bubble again. And there it goes. As soon as it starts to bubble, reduce the heat to low. Okay, so we're going to turn our heat down to low. And we're going to add our quail eggs. Just dump them right in there, no big deal. We're going to dump them in there, give them a stir. Still have that chili pepper in there, that's excellent. And now what we're going to do is we're going to let them simmer for a full 20 to 30 minutes, or until that sauce is of the thickness you like. Come back and stir them about every 10 minutes and take a look. After 20 minutes, Take a really close look and see if enough of that sauce has evaporated that you're happy with how thick the sauce is. You do need that to reduce by about half, maybe a little more. If you get impatient after about 20 minutes, one of the things you can do is just turn your heat up a little bit, but you'll have to watch, make sure it doesn't burn. So we'll come back when those quail eggs have soaked in that sauce for at least 20 minutes and when that sauce has reduced. All right, so this has been bubbling away for 20 minutes. If you want a thicker sauce, feel free to let it boil a little more, but you do want these eggs to sit in here for at least 20 minutes. They really absorb that teriyaki. Now, just to finish our sauce, we're going to remove the pan from the heat, and then we're going to add about a tablespoon of butter. We're going to mix that in. It'll melt because the liquid is very hot. We're going to do that. And then we're also going to throw in a teaspoon of sesame seeds. And we're going to mix that all together. While you're mixing that all together, fish out that pepper. Because if you added it, if you didn't, you don't have to fish anything out. Fish out that pepper and discard. You don't want that pepper to stay in there. So we're just going to mix this until that butter melts. And then we're going to move over and we're going to plate it up to serve. So let's move over to the counter. Okay, so now our butter is thoroughly melted and our sesame seeds have been mixed in. So we're just going to use a solid spoon to plate this up. So scoop out however many quail eggs you want and put them on your plate. I'm going to scoop them all because all of these are for my son. All of these are for my son, so that's what we're going to do. Scoop them all out, and I make sure I get some sauce with every scoop because the sauce is part of the delight. So these can be eaten hot or cold, so you can eat them right now, right out of the pan, or you can let them cool. You can even put them in the fridge with their sauce. Try to put them in a container where they're mostly covered in their sauce so that they stay nice and saturated. But you can absolutely put these in the fridge and enjoy them tomorrow or even the day after. They keep for 3 or 4 days. You can enjoy them however you like, hot or cold. You are perfectly fine. Drizzle some extra sauce over the top. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of parsley for garnish. Just get a little parsley on there to garnish it. Looks really nice. And there you go. Your bite-size teriyaki quail bites. They are delicious, easy to make, and they are definitely a crowd pleaser. So give these a shot the next time you have people coming over, or just whip them up for yourself. Hope you enjoyed making these with us today here at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.